Welcome to the QE2, and this is where our passengers embark this iconic vessel. Well, we are now in the midships lobby, and this is particularly nostalgic for me because 26 years ago I was standing here in this very position in my embarkation uniform welcoming passengers on board as we sailed around the world. In fact, my colleague would be standing opposite, and here in the main lobby there would be perhaps a harpist or a string quartet playing as passengers embarked to sail around the world with us. I first came on the QE2, to be fair, as a passenger back in 1987, and it was for my 21st birthday, and my mum and dad booked a cruise on here, and we had a party in the Grand Lounge, which is one of the lounges upstairs on the upper deck. And then I really fell in love with the ship. You can't describe the hold this ship had on people, and in fact a friend of myself who used to come on many cruises as passengers, coincidentally, and we were crying before we got off. I mean, it really did have that much of a nostalgic feel. Then I said to my mum I would work on this ship, to which she said, "Don't be ridiculous." Well, I actually did work on this ship from 1995 until 2001. where I think I clocked up about 50 trips to New York on the QE2 and 6 around the world voyages of 4 months each. So I mean, really, between being a passenger and working on here, the amount of people you meet is astounding. Both, famous and regular passengers, and indeed some of those were, I met Aretha Franklin, I met Nelson Mandela. In fact, in this very room, the chart room, I had drinks with David Bowie. I mean, where on earth would you get to do that in a regular walk of life? I met Her Majesty the Queen, we had a conversation, so another sort of coincidence about being on this wonderful ship. And this yet again is more nostalgia, because this chest of drawers was here actually when I was doing the same tour in 1995. And I think it's amazing, it hasn't been scratched, warped, damaged really in any way at all. It does contain maps from different ports of the world where we used to cruise into and stop. For example, we have one of the Panama Canal here. There are many others, Hong Kong, Liverpool, and passengers really used to find this very interesting in the day. They would sit all around here and discuss where we were going. Perhaps they just wanted to check the captain was doing his job correctly, I really don't know. But it really was very sort of much part of the heritage tour, and indeed part of life on board the QE2. Why did I come back to work? Really, the opportunity was just amazing. I mean, it doesn't happen very often in life, particularly someone at my age. And I mean, I left the ship for valid reasons in 2001, never thinking I'd see her again, let alone work on her again. And, as we discussed before, the hold the ship had, the meaning. If it had been any other ship, I genuinely wouldn't have come. I mean, I left London, the United Kingdom, to come here, and, it was just a no-brainer, really. I mean, it was amazing. And the opportunity to come back to something that has been part of your life for that long, astounding. It was the same as when I was sailing, say, around the world. We were actually on this deck, this actual deck here, and we were dancing as we were sailing away, I think from probably Reykjavik or somewhere like that. And myself, my friend Christine, we were actually in tears because we had to disembark in a couple of days. We would go along the corridor and see suitcases outside ready to be taken off, and that was it, gone. I mean, it was just amazing. And that, coupled with the fact of the love I have for this ship, and frankly always have, was the reason I came back. And as I say, when the offer was made, done. So welcome then to the Golden Lion. Now this really is quite historic and significant again, but in fact prior to 1994 this was called the Theatre Lounge, and in fact it was a transatlantic class night venue, if you will, live music, dancing. Now looking at these shields around the walls here, predominantly they're maiden port of call shields, and whenever we went somewhere for the first time the country would usually give us a gift and we would reciprocate a gift. And some of them however are perhaps some local mayors, some local towns and where we were docked, or perhaps travel agents and so on and so forth, but predominantly maiden port. However, the ones on the back wall along here are more concerned with our service in the Falkland Islands conflict when we were a troop ship back in 1982. Now in 1994, the Cunard had a refit on the QE2, one of the many, perhaps 12 that she had, and in fact this was turned then into the Golden Lion. Very popular evening venue, and frankly popular in the day as well.
Hello, my name is Ramasamy Pavadai. I'm a head chef for the Queen's Grill on board Queen Elizabeth II. I am 40 years old and originally from India, Chennai. I left India in 1997 to work to Dubai at Jumeirah Beach Hotel. Then I got a great opportunity to work on board Queen Elizabeth II, 2002-2006. I returned to Dubai 2007 to work in Madinah Jumeirah. After the QE2 was followed me to Dubai. Last year I got a great opportunity to work on board and Queen's Grill as a head chef. It should be great to return back on board because of a great journey and great experience and great memories packed on board QE2.
So we here at the QE2 Hotel Dubai are still making history, and we hope very much that you will come and join us here and take a look at this monumental destination, and that you will enjoy this iconic QE2 for yourselves in the not too distant future.